Google has just released something that changes everything about how we create images, okay? Literally 50x's the power of AI image generation, and it is called Nano Banana Pro. If you are still manually editing mockups, thumbnails, or ad creators for hours, you're about to feel really behind and learn how to fix it. But here's the thing. This isn't just about speed, it's about finally having AI-generated images that don't scream, "This was made by AI." No more misspelled text, no more of that weird, uncanny look that clients can spot a mile away. No more good enough for a draft but not production ready. Nano Banana Pro is the real deal. It's the first AI image generation tool that I would fully trust with a paid campaign. And today, I'm going to show you the 4 upgrades that make this possible, plus the one mistake most people make when using it that kills the entire output. Let's jump in. So just quickly before we jump into the tutorial, right, here's what I would like you to understand. The original Nano Banana was incredible, but it really only was incredible for concepts. You generate an image and then you try and edit the text and it just wouldn't work. The text was wrong. The composition fell off. The resolution was too low to use in real campaigns. Well, perfect text generation is finally here. Be honest, how many times have you tried to edit an image as text on it and it's like gibberish, chat GBT instead of chat GPT? I've had that frustration, random letters, gibberish, confidence. I'll show you right now. If you look at the screen here, this is an example of a thumbnail of one of my recent videos, which you should go and watch because it's really, really good. But that, I tried to add, I added is, which was then a different color white, and then I tried to change it from future into success, and it had a typo. Tried to squeeze it in. Well, this is all now completely vanished when it comes down to Nano Banana Pro. It is now professionally generated. It can generate perfect text images. Not pretty good, not close enough, perfect. And let me show you exactly what I mean. Because Google's own demonstration has the famous tongue twister. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? And I nailed it. But what's key here is how it generated this image. It didn't just spell it correctly, right? It carved the phrase out of wood, turned it into an actual object, matched the lighting and shadows, 0 errors. I tested this myself with the Madison Square Garden sign. The Madison Square Garden sign. If you look at the original Madison Square Garden entrance, go Knicks. If you look at that, I changed it to, "Please change this text entrance to thanks, please sub," and it did it perfectly. A different phrase entirely, probably a little bit more complexity than what I asked the previous model to do. But not only did it spell everything correctly, it matched everything. The lighting, the shadows, the perspective. It rebuilt the entire sign flawlessly. Now, think about what this unlocks, okay? This unlocks perfect custom text social media graphics that can be generated in 30 seconds, ad variations you used to spend hours on in Photoshop, or pay marketing agencies thousands to do. All done, all accurate, all professional. But here's what most people don't realize. This isn't just about spelling, it's about trust. Because the moment that one of your clients sees misspelled text or AI artifacts, you lose credibility, evidently. But when you see this, you look at it as a person who's ahead of the curve, and that's worth everything. Spelling's just the start though, because the second upgrade, it changes how we think about creative composition entirely. Spelling is just the beginning though, because the second upgrade, it changes how we think about creative composition entirely. Now, point number 2, reference images. I have to give you a little warning here though, cuteness alert, because these little dudes that Google have put together as input images are extremely cute, right? But here's the problem that you've definitely hit before. You want to create a scene with multiple elements. Your product, a specific background, a person, maybe a prop or two, like these 2 plants you can see next to me. You try uploading reference images to the old Nano Banana and everything melts together, characters morph, details vanish. You could maybe get 3 reference images to work if you were lucky. Anything more, forget it. Nano Banana Pro now supports up to 14 reference images in a single prompt. And let me show you what that means. This is the example that they put together. You can see from the prompt, it's a little bit longer than the previous one, but the room is dimly lit, warm light. This is standard basic prompt engineering. If you want a video on that, let me know in the comments below and I'll put that together. But it's basic prompt engineering. There's nothing crazy inside of there. The overall atmosphere is warm, cozy and amused, and they're all enjoying watching television, which is incredible. It kept their shapes, their colors, their proportions, and it rendered a cohesive professional scene. Now imagine what you can do with this. You can upload your product shots, your brand colors, your team members, your props and backgrounds. Nano Banana Pro blends them into one realistic production-ready scene with no photo shoot, no studio rental, no lighting setup. Just your vision executed in seconds. And here's where the FOMO should hit you a little bit, because your competitors are already using this. Whilst you're booking photographers and waiting for 2 weeks for final edits, they're literally on 20 concepts before lunch because of this power, the power of Nano Banana Pro. You're potentially losing momentum. Here's the third upgrade that takes this from a cool AI trick to legitimate business tool. This one blew my mind. Nano Banana Pro can now search the web while generating your image. And let me show you why this is a game changer, okay? This is really important. Somebody uploaded an input image here, literally of a plant, and the prompt asked Nano Banana create an infographic about this plant focusing on interesting information. And it identified the plant, found the specific name, located the native region, Ecuador, pulled accurate care instructions, designed a clean, professional infographic, wrote perfect, correctly placed text that's not just image generation. You know, this is research plus design happening simultaneously, right? There are a few other examples. There's one here, which is like how to make elachi chai. Is that how you would say it? Tea. So look at the infographic process and what the question was. Literally, the prompts are so basic, and Nano Banana just goes away, pulls the information, uses the right visuals, creates a polished infographic that you could publish immediately. And now think about how long infographics used to take. Hours of research, fact-checking, writing, layout design, revisions, and now seconds, professional and accurate, ready to use, grounded by Google search. But here's the part that should make you pause. If you're not using tools like this, you're competing with people who are, and they are moving 50 times faster than you are, okay? So now we get to the upgrade that makes all of this genuinely production ready. The fourth point, native 4K resolution in any aspect ratio. This is the upgrade that changes everything, because here's the truth. The old Nano Banana was stuck at low resolution. Fine for concepts, terrible for real campaigns, really. But Nano Banana Pro, native 4K output, right? Any aspect ratio, any platform. 16:9 for YouTube thumbnails, 1:1 for LinkedIn ads, 9:16 for Instagram stories, custom dimension for any ad type on any platform. The images are sharp, professional, ready for production. I tested this myself, recreating a YouTube thumbnail, the one that we saw earlier. Yeah. Nano Banana Pro nailed it. The colors, the shadows, the text applied. I mean, I gave it a pretty simple instruction. Here, please completely redesign this thumbnail, put a circle faintly around the text of your circle, and change your future to your success. And look at what it nailed it. The style, the colors, the shadows, the text, spelled all correctly. For the first time, Nano Banana images are truly usable in professional workflows. And here's what this means for you. You're not just testing AI tools anymore. You're creating production-grade assets. You're competing with the best designers in your industry. You're moving your brand faster, iterating more, shipping better work. You're becoming an AI-native creative. And that's not just a skill upgrade. That's an identity upgrade. So what do we need to do now? You need to know how to access Nano Banana Pro. This actually matters, okay? So now here's the part that most people get wrong. They don't understand there is two ways that you can use Nano Banana Pro. The results are very, very different depending on which option you choose. This here on screen now is inside the Gemini app. It works immediately. These are its positives. It works immediately. No API key required. Free for most users. The problems are outputs are watermarked, there's no aspect ratio, no 4K option. Great for testing, not great for production. Let's hit try it now, and we'll see what this produces. So as you can see, I just hit try it. It automatically generated a prompt. It gave the panel one a mobile interface, etc. It was quite a hefty prompt that it generated, but it did it on its own. And this was the output. About how to get started with Nano Banana Pro. Fantastic. Little characters, lots of colours going on. Looks really, really good, actually. But again, I've just covered the limitations. The second way to be able to access this is inside of Google AI Studio, okay? And this is where the real power is. So if I head over, I was in AI Studio then, but I'm going to go over to Google AI Studio, and I'm going to show you here. When you log in, you can, this is obviously the power. You've seen me use it with a keen eye. You've just seen me do it. Resolution, 4K, aspect ratio. You can ground with Google search, which was the infographics that we saw earlier, for example. But all of these things, choosing 1K, 2K, 4K, uploading multiple reference images, removing the watermarks, using the model with an API key is key here. You need an API key, and these are paid, right? The output quality is absolutely worth it. I created, the same thumbnail. You saw me do it earlier. Created the same thumbnail in 4K, which just gave me a fantastic option as an output. Right? It was 16:9 4K, no watermark. It was perfect. But when it comes down to actually linking an API key, you'd have to hit link an API key. I have one already created, so I select that key, and now it has access to my API key, which has got a card attached to it, so I can create whatever I want. So those are the 4 major upgrades: perfect text, 14 reference images, search grounded infographics, native 4K in any aspect ratio. This is the first time Nano Banana has become a truly professional image model, right? Here's the thing I need you to understand though, the tool is only half the power, the other half does come from inside of you, your creative vision, your willingness to actually use it instead of just knowing it exists. Because I'll be brutally honest with you, a lot of people will just watch this video and others and think that's cool and never touch it. Meanwhile, a small group of AI native creators will run with this, master its prompting, iterate faster than their competitors, land clients who can't tell the difference between their AI work and a $5,000 photo shoot, and they'll leave everyone else behind. So here's what I want you to do. Take your best performing creative from any channel, right? It could even be a thumbnail, a social post, whatever you want. See if Nano Banana can beat it or improve the current version of it. Create 10 variations in the time it used to take you to make one. Then come back and tell me what happened, because I guarantee you'll be very, very surprised. If you want me to break down some in-depth system prompting of Nano Banana, drop that in the comments below and I'll make that video next. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it and it helped, and I'll see you in the next one. You're not just learning a tool, you're joining the AI native creative revolution.